Hi there! Today I'd like to compare the Slingshot Dart with the Cabrinha Mantis. Two very different wings, but really interesting wings, so that's why I brought them here today. First of all, I think Slingshot really was creative, making a very unique design. Never seen a design like this before, and that's why I simply had to try it. You can almost understand why they've chosen the name Dart, because it really looks like a dart arrow in the shape. This is a size 3, and I've also brought ozone in size 3 just to compare these two wings. But first, talking about the Dart heads. Right now, today, we don't have any wind, but when you pump it up and you hold it in the wind, it's really unstable. So if wave riding is your thing, this is not a good wing for this. It's simply too unstable, either if you hold it like this or this. They did make a new pre-patch here, so it's really comfortable to hold, but the ring is held like this all the time and maybe tip over. But what it's really good for is control. When you ride it, it just sits so firm. It does sometimes, you know, and this is why I picked it in size 3. When it's really windy, it's very often also very gusty, and this just eats the gust. It's just staying there, and its speed is like nothing else. It's really fun wing for riding really fast and also jumping really high. So if you just want to hold on to your handles and ride the hell out of there, the Dart is a really fun wing. If we compare it to the Ozone Wasp V2 here, you can see the wingspan. Maybe I should put it in the other way, because the Dart has a really big dihedral. But you can see the wingspan is almost the same, and also the cord, the length of the middle strut is almost the same. Well, that's where everything else is stopped. You can see the profile here is thicker than the Ozone, and also very dihedral shape here. Slingshot have made a one inflation system with a thick tube here, so it pumps up really fast, and then they also made a deflate valve here. If you ask me, they should have put it here, because it can be a little bit hard to get the air out of the strut here. Otherwise, really cool wing, sailing fast, jumping high, and also trying one of those backflips. We have to do like Spencer's brothers, and that's why I brought this. I only made it halfway through so far, but we're still practicing on that. Going on to the Cabrinha. Here, just wanted to mention the bag. It's a really nice bag, really minimalistic, but the hole where you put the wing into is quite narrow. So you really have to compress the wing to get it in there. And with that said, when you talk about the back, that means, and mention negative parts on the back, that means there's really not much to say negative about this wing. This is a fantastic wing. They also made some really interesting things about the handles here. They are totally stiff. I don't know what's inside. Be fun to cut it up just to see. I'm not gonna do that, but this gives you a really firm feeling, just like riding a boom. And then you can say, why then just don't ride a boom? But I don't like to, if you crash and go landing to the boom, and I don't like to have more gear to carry. You can't pack the boom that nicely together, and just more gear to. This is so nice that you can just fold down the wing, down to the back, nothing else to think about. but having these stiff handles here really have a tight, nice control about the wing. The wing itself, you can see the canopy is quite stiff, and the whole frame is really stiff. So it's just a really, really firm feeling. You can have the Mantis both with windows and without windows. This is the one of obviously with. I don't know how much these will add weight, but if I should say one more negative part about this wing is the weight. It is to the heavy side, especially if you compare it with the F1 Strike here. This is so light compared to the Mantis. So this is both size 5, and you can see, if you look at the profile, the Strike has a really, really thick profile here compared to the Mantis, which also makes the Strike a unique light wind weapon. Because it's so light, the wing itself, it's so easy to pump it. The air, it will be lifted up so you can easily pump it. Well, with the Mantis, it needs a bit of amount of wind to get lifted up in because it's a little bit heavier. Other than that, as I said, a really, really nice wing. One pump inflation system, and I think this is almost becoming an industry standard, this kind of valve here. Also the North are using it, the Slingshot are using it, and good to see that more and more brands using the same standards. Just makes it easier for borrowing other people's pumps and stuff like that. Hope you can use the comparison.